For Afghanistan, 2021 was one of the watershed years in its history. After 20 years of war, the US pulled back its troops from Afghanistan, which led to the return of the Taliban to power. Several countries have suspended or substantially cut aid to Afghanistan after the Taliban takeover. The country is now on the brink of a humanitarian disaster. Almost 80% of the fallen Afghan government's budget came from international development assistance. After the Taliban took over Kabul on August 15, most of the donors suspended government aid. The US has also frozen nearly $9.5 billion of Afghan central bank assets. The Taliban remain on the US Treasury Department's sanctions list. According to the UN World Food Programme, the situation could become the world's worst humanitarian crisis. UN agencies estimate that about 23 million of Afghanistan's nearly 40 million people are facing acute food shortages. Other countries, including the US, European nations, and India, have sent humanitarian aid to ameliorate the situation. As most commercial flights to Kabul are still suspended, aid is being sent by road to the landlocked country. But the UN says that's not enough. Amid growing calls for international action to address the situation, the UN Security Council on December 22nd unanimously adopted a resolution that facilitates humanitarian aid to Afghanistan. But all the international sanctions on the Taliban are still in place. The Pashtun men-only cabinet have taken decisions such as keeping girls out of primary education. Despite a general amnesty that the Taliban announced after they seized power, extrajudicial killings have continued. According to a recent Human Rights Commission report, at least 72 executions were attributed to the Taliban since mid-August, and in several cases, the bodies were publicly displayed. Some 4.2 million young Afghans are out of school, 60% of them girls, says the Human Rights Commission report. While fighting has receded, Afghanistan is far from reaching peace and stability. Unlike in the 1990s, the Taliban have taken control of almost all of the country, including Panjshir Valley in the north. The immediate security challenge that the Taliban face, however, is from the ISK, the Afghan wing of the IS. The ISK has carried out multiple bombings since the Taliban takeover. Stuck between a humanitarian disaster and the Taliban's Islamist totalitarianism, the people of Afghanistan are also being hunted down by terrorists of the Islamic State.